I have been waiting for years for you to get home, and now you come here. You've only been home a couple of days. You're already gone. You didn't take your phone, so obviously you don't want to talk to me.
All right, can you do me a favor? Please stop yelling. That's number one. This is why I walked out in the first place, because I don't want to deal with the yelling. I've always knew that Zeruiah can be temperamental at times. I just didn't think that she would lash out on me in person like that. Listen, everybody's...
What up, party people? I am Erica. Welcome to Exactly Erica. Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 39, Rules of Engagement. So we're going to make this a quick recap because, it is what it is. But all right, you guys, let's get into it, party people. Let's do this.
I want a happy ending. Tired of pretending. Let them get the best of me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Give me a break. The game is survival. Give me a break. And play my arrival.
Give me a break. All right. What up? What up? What up? All right, you guys. So let's get into it. Today we are talking about love during lockup. And the couple we are talking about right now, let me put their overlay on the screen as well, is Zariah and Troy. So in this episode, we kick it off. Zariah, we end the last episode with Zariah like snapping off at Troy because the last time they got into some argument, Zariah is extremely jealous of Troy's baby's mama, Yana. And and as you can see, this is not even the first time that she has threatened to kick him out. Remember the other day she got into an argument. The first thing she did was like, give me my key and get up out of here. That's what she told him already. Now here we are again, another argument. She's throwing her ring. She halfway doesn't really want to film. She's totally upset. And she's ready to get into it. So let's see here. Let's do this. Let's get how we going to be looking right now. Let's do this one. This one's good. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on with Zariah and Troy for a mere moment. Excuse me, you guys.
Acting like I've been home for...
Take that. Tired of this. Like,
stop throwing on the floor.
She talks to him like he's a dog, okay? And that is the thing I think sometimes with love after lockup, this entire franchise. We always think that it's the prisoner, the inmate, whatever, that's the crazy person. But sometimes it's actually the person on the outside. All right. And Troy, the advice I'm giving you is advice that I've given so many others. And that would be this right here.
Run.
Yeah, Troy. Boo, you may need to run. Okay. But let's see what he has to say about it.
The first time I've definitely got to see a side of my wife I never knew she had.
How did you not know she didn't have this side? Okay, Troy, she done kicked you out or threatened to kick you out since you've been there. She cheated on you while you were in prison. And here's the thing. I really like Zariah's family, and I like that I think she has a good heart for sure. So I'm not holding anything against her, but these blow-ups go from 0 to 1,000. You put this man's name on your son's birth certificate, right? So now I have to wonder what issues that the baby daddy had, that the prisoner is better on the birth certificate. That's kind of scary. But outside of that, and any argument, the first thing she says is, "It's my house, get out." The second thing she says, "Here's a ring. I want a divorce." She's coming hard and quick from the beginning.
upset, and then all of a sudden you're just gone, and you're gone for hours. We're thinking you're missing. You got people from Buffalo calling us. Your mom's worried. I am.
Oh, look at him. He, in the middle of her argument, he just turns his head like this. This is Troy right here, you guys. Troy, if you're that sad, boo, get away, be free. Take care of your daughter and live your best life. Parole to your mama's house. Like, that's what you could do.
Higher. This is just too much on me. And then your mom's on the phone with Yana. So that's where who you were going to when you're planning up going to go meet with Yana and leave me? Yana's on the phone talking.
Girl, he's trying so hard to be with you and really make you number one, and all the screaming and the yelling it's a lot. It's a lot, my dear. So yeah, you guys. Let's finish up talking about them though. So basically, they go from fighting, she's yelling, she's threatening divorce. He brings her ring back, and basically he's always begging her to, kind of make things right, which I'm like, Troy, you got to stand up because she flips out entirely too much. So let's see here. So she goes from screaming like a banshee to this photo right here where she makes up with him, but she says the next time, that will be the last time. They end up going to Karen's house. And this is a picture of Karen's house. I think her crib is really nice. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock it right there. That's a nice looking crib. So go ahead, Mama Karen. And then they meet up with the rest of the family. And here it is. This was a special moment. He's hugging with his cousin, and his cousin is like, "That's not my cousin, that's my brother," which I thought was totally, totally sweet. That was really, really nice. So that was a nice one. And then, so basically, just to wrap them up before we go on to Leticia and Keith, pretty much Zariah, they drive to Buffalo, everything is kind of fine. She basically is like, even once they get there, she's like, "Give me the keys, because if something goes wrong with Yana, I'm gonna bounce." Really, Troy, don't give her the keys. Or if you do, if she does leave you, stay your butt in Buffalo, because she is so hard on him. She's a little bit, in my opinion, she's a little bit crazy. But we'll see. Maybe she'll kind of calm down the rest of the episode. But Troy, sweetie, she's doing the most. She is doing the most. Zariah, you can do a little bit better. Just be nicer. I think she just goes from 0 to 1,000 so quickly that I don't get it. So next up, let's talk Leticia and Keith. Okay, let's talk about them. Here, the really only thing happened with them is Leticia is breaking it to her children in this scene right here. And let me see if I can make this picture any bigger. And if you guys can see, her oldest daughter is right here. Her oldest daughter don't give a fuck. Her oldest daughter is like this right here. Yeah, her oldest daughter doesn't really like Keith. She doesn't really have a relationship with Keith. But again, this is another episode or another family where they're bringing the kids in to the situation and the scenario, I think, really, really quickly. Leticia is breaking it to her kids that basically, even though they thought Keith was going to get out early, it's still like 8 months. So it's earlier than some, but that being said, she wants to move to Charlotte. They're about to be evicted. Now, what's interesting is, if those of you who have followed them and follow like Amber and some other people behind the scenes, Leticia has been sued. Her business has been evicted from several different places. They haven't mentioned that yet so far in this season, but they're basically making it seem like, oh, the owner of the home scammed her or whatever. So it's interesting because basically all I can say is the scammer is getting scammed, y'all. That's the main thing I would say right here. But she's gonna move them to Charlotte, North Carolina. So we'll see. Is she gonna still have her tax business? I'm not sure what Latisha is really doing, but that's pretty much all that happened with them in this episode. So let's move on to our next couple. Julian and Christine. Let me talk about them. So basically, as we know, Julian came. Let me change my overlay. Here we go. Julian came clean with Christine last week and let her know that he had lost his job. Then, however, Christine was like, oh, she was so mad, da 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 da. And she's working as a waitress in a bar and kind of making new friends. And she is very funny. So I like the fact that she's doing stand-up comedy. Shout out to the comedians. Woo, woo, woo. Go ahead, girl. Um, and she's making some signs for her comedy show in this episode. And here she is telling Julian, about the upcoming comedy show. And he is not supportive at all. He's basically trying to get a new job. He's doing his interviews, and we see how he, basically, how we all do. Like I have on this nice sweatshirt, but y'all don't know what I'm wearing down below. So that's how he is doing his interviews, with a shirt and tie and then these like khaki shorts. Don't ask me why. I was really rooting for this couple at first. Because I like their sort of quirkiness and stuff, but Julian is trifling. Okay, now that he lost a job, he's worried about Christine, once she says, okay, well, it doesn't cost anything to have an open mic. He's like, oh no, you could be working more shifts. Excuse me, you told her you were going to take care of her. And now he's like, oh, she can work more shifts. Huh? Wait, what? Excuse me? Wait, what? Flag on the play. Okay. That's a red flag, red flag, red flag right there, Christine. I do not know what is going on, but Christine, girl, uh-uh. Don't do it. Don't do it, Christine. He's not right. That's not right. And so basically, she decides, she's telling him about the comedy show, the open mic, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to go." Um Dude, you ain't working. You ain't got no job. What you got to do? Like, that's what I'm confused by. You can't take your butt to at least just show up and watch her open mic. So he's kind of like, "Oh, I'll think about it," or whatever. And she doesn't understand what's going on. And I'm like, girl, so she, she doesn't get it. And she said, this is the first time he's let you down. No, sweetie, keeping you upstairs like flowers in the attic. That was the first time he let you down. You can't come downstairs when his kids are in the house, girl. Like, you got to pee all quiet and stuff. So no, that is truthfully the biggest problem. But, basically this episode, we see her friends luckily came out and supported her, but she's basically at the comedy show like this right here, hoping that Julian is going to show up. And so far, as she's going on stage, we don't see him, but hopefully, I hope he does kind of get it together and pulls through, because I like them as a couple, but ever since Julian lost his job, trapped her upstairs in the attic, I'm just like, girl, nah, even though you out of prison, you can do better than that. At least you can be with somebody who will let you come downstairs. That's just a thing. All right, let's move on to our next couple. Oh, okay. This is a couple, Shante and True. All I can say about them. Don't really. Okay, so here's the thing with them. Shante and True, here is the issue that I have with these two right here. Shante seems so nice, so sweet, but her stepbrother told her the last show or whatever, like, okay, True is a trip. True done cheated on you. He said he's not that into you, all these other things. You still let him go raw, and now she's pregnant. So, he goes to visit her, tries to win her back, and basically to tell her, oh, okay, I violated my parole by like staying with another chick, I believe. And I have to go in and meet with my parole officer. So she comes down there with him to meet with the parole officer. And, she's going to meet with the parole officer. And so, I think even on the drive down there, she's following him and he like hooks up with a chick, like, once he gets to town and she can't really find him. Like, all of that is so crazy, and she is still giving him the time of day. I don't know why. I don't know why, but she's still doing it. So it turns out he is going to be on house arrest. We don't know for how long, and he decides to get released to yet another chick's house. Now, this supposedly isn't somebody that he's actually sleeping with, but girl, he could be staying with this woman for at least another 2 years or something like that. So, and she keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna let him back in." And the thing with Shantae that's kind of interesting, dare I say trifling, is that she seems to know and understand that he's not that good for her. He basically does what he wants to do. He don't really care like that. And but she still keeps going back. And even when he does things to kind of really irritate her and make her mad or whatever, she doesn't, she doesn't really stand up for herself. So that's the part. Like, I mean, I think she's still also really sweet. I don't think she told him that she lost her job, that she's not working or any of those things. Um, he seems to have some money, but he indicates that he got it from gambling. So, girl, I don't know. Shantae, that's another one. I'm not really sure. I still think she,
You can't handle the truth.
she can't handle the truth. Okay. What she needs to do. That's another couple. I think, Shantae, you just need to do this right here again.
Run.
So yeah, pretty much she's not sure how often she's going to be coming down to visit him, but basically, yeah, she's he done decided to be paroled to another chick's house. So we'll see how that's going to go. All right, so let's move on to quickly Bianca and Daniel. Let's see. Let me get their overlay up, people. Okay, so Bianca, to me, she reminds me like of someone in high school or something. She is dating Daniel. She met his family. They're basically nice to her, but they're like, girl, you dating an addict. You basically dating a crackhead talking about you don't want to stop taking crack. Now she's not taking crack, but she is drinking and does not want to stop. And every episode, she's like, I want to keep drinking. I'm sure he'll be fine. Girl, he's an addict and he slipped while he was in prison. So, but the parents try to be, supportive. The cousin right here, I think his name is, I want to say Brian. He's a little stank. He basically is like, he was supposed to parole in my house. He seems he's coming off a little jealous, but he hasn't. No lies has been told so far. Basically, he's like, I don't expect them to last, and neither do we. So, but this basically, she wanted to just be there alone, but she gave up her whole life and moved to Arizona. So it's like, girl, okay. She just seems she seems really young and kind of just unsure of herself and kind of what she's really looking for, but good luck. All right, let's move on. And pretty much at the end of this scene, Daniel's coming out. So that's pretty much all that really happened with them because I don't know. I'm not a fan of theirs really. Okay, Joey and Kimberly. Okay. So Kimberly is another one. I forgot the other girl's name where she had such a crush on Joey. He was dating her cousin. She basically was obsessed. And now she finally got him. Now, what I don't understand is how on $15 an hour, she got her car note. She bought him a car note. He charged $2,200 in rims. He is spending her money like it's going out of style. And I'm like, but she makes $15 an hour and she has what, 3 kids? So, or at least 2 for sure. So, uh, he gives her his phone. She pays for the phone. And she is another one where like he's blowing through her money, but she's mostly worried about him cheating. Girl, you need to worry about if he's gonna put you in a poorhouse and run up your credit cards. But okay, worry about his ex. That's fine. So he gives her the phone. She looks through it. She finds out he's texting the ex. She gets mad. And I think she's right to be upset. But I'm like, girl, let's go back to the $2,200 on rims and you still trying to pay for your wedding. Like, I I just don't understand it. But okay. So he gets mad. He storms off in the car that she bought him with the phone that she bought him and texts his ex to meet her because he just got to get closure. He gonna meet her one time and block her. Yeah, fool. It does not, that's not gonna work that way either. So so that was crazy with them right there. So let's move on to our last couple, which will be Hope and Arthur. So Hope finally decides she gonna let this fool with the triangle meet her family. Now she has been hiding him the entire time, which I think is like such a trip, but she's been hiding him. And so she decides to have him meet her fam. And her sisters kind of are like, girl, what? He's from prison and he's living off of you. And it's interesting, their sort of dynamic. So let's watch that video clip right here. Let's do this.
There, you're a man. And
let's go from the beginning.
but it's there, right? Like, you're not technically putting it on yourself. It's there. You're a man, and you now have this woman who is supporting you, and you probably, I hope, want to provide for her. And so that doesn't go away, right? Like, another question?
Okay, so here's the thing. He gets upset in this episode because Hope does not stick up for him. And that is the thing. He had this mental breakdown. I think her family kind of goes off on Arthur, as they should. He's, you want the best for your family member, and she's dating someone out of prison. But you have to look at her and her choices too. And I feel like they need to give them both some of the business and not just come down so hard on Arthur. And Hope is so flippant. I think we know that he actually has gone back in. And I'll give you guys some updates on what his charges were. He went back to jail, but I think he is actually now, or at least when this episode aired, he was out again. But what I did like, even though they came down hard on him, they gave him a little bit of springs of hope. So let's listen. Pun intended, I guess.
I like outside. Hope's dating life has been a wild roller coaster for us since she was young. And
Yeah, I
so
can see.
just knowing that she's safe and supported and provided for, that's important to me. And I'm not seeing that right now. So it's concerning.
Well, he's right out of prison. So that's the thing. It's just like with 90 Day Fiance. If you date someone fresh out of prison, date somebody from another country, you're going to take that burden of supporting them for a while because it's very hard for them to get a job and get acclimated to being in the real world. And that's what she decided to take on. So to go into it knowingly and then give the person a hard time once they're there is not exactly fair.
I am rooting for Arthur and I am rooting for Hope. Now, whether I'm rooting for Arthur and Hope, that's still up in the air.
For all of us.
This is cool, right? I'm looking forward to getting to know y'all some more, proving that I'm not maybe what y'all think Hope doesn't need or...
Prove yourself to you.
Right, you ain't got nothing to prove to
not
us.
to us. I want you to
Absolutely.
prove yourself to you, because that is
That's
showing
good advice.
so much
That's good
more.
advice.
If you prove
Because we gonna be all
yourself-
right either way, whether
And
you
then-
good or not. If, you know, we want to see you do good, but at the end of the day, like,
We'll
you got
be
to prove
okay.
yourself to you.
The best advice I can give you,
Right?
just let the past be the past, and you go on with your life. You're young. There's a whole lot of things out there you can do. I believe you can make it, and you put forth the effort.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I thought that was great advice. The grandfather came through in the clip. I wasn't sure if they were just going to ride him the whole time, but I thought they were really, really nice and sweet. And I'll give you guys an update. I honestly am not sure. I don't think that they're even still together. But anyway, you guys, if you're still here, then you know what to do. Subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things, you guys. But ciao for now. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and also Sister Wives. We're gonna do that this season. So let's get into it. Ciao for now, folks. Bye.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.